Did you know that 1 in 5 people live with mental health disorders? And of that, 1 in 7 people under the age of 20 also live with mental health disorders. My name is Xander, and I am one of the one. So I grew up in Price Hill with my mom and my sister, and growing up, she was dealing with a lot of mental health challenges, and so it was hard to see that. It was hard to go through that. We spent a lot of time like in the hospital after suicide attempts. So for me, that was hard. That was hard growing up. It was a lot going on. I think that was from like kindergarten all the way into like maybe 6th grade, and so on top of that, I was always getting in trouble. I was going to a Cincinnati Recreation Commission program over after school, and they forgot to pick me up one day. And so when they forgot to pick me up, I had to go to the after school program at the actual school, and I actually happened to meet a guy by the name of Jordan Bankson. So he was there, he was running that program, and I was in 6th grade. My last year at Cincinnati Hills Christian Academy, my elementary school. And so I met him, and automatically it was kind of just like a release. I was able to just like tell my story, tell what I was going through, being able to talk to somebody. So it was just me, my sister, my mom, and sometimes my grandma. And so I really never had like male figures or male role models or people that were males that would like pour into my life and actually just listen to me and sit down and hear me and hear my story. And so when I was able to meet Jordan Bankson, it was kind of just like a release, and kind of it was kind of like a gift from God, you could call it. Because that was kind of like something that I was missing and something that I wanted in my life. And so when I met him, he had heard about my troubles. He had heard about me getting in trouble all the time. And he was like, I'm gonna take him under my wing. Me not knowing this, I'm just pouring my heart out to this guy that I've never met before, just feeling comfortable. And he began to pour into my life. He began to take interest into why I was acting the way I was and what was making me do these type of things instead of just giving me detentions, giving me suspensions. He really wanted to delve deep and understand why I was acting the way I was. And he was like the first person who actually listened to me and hear me out, and was able to listen to my story. And so after I graduated from Cincinnati Hills Christian Academy, I went on to Wanna Hills. And at Wanna Hills from 7th grade to 10th grade, I never had any disciplinary actions. I was actually like, you could call it a good student. I was doing good in school, and I was getting better, both academically and behavior-wise, and I didn't have any problems with that. School became an outlet. School became the place where I really wanted to go, where I enjoyed to go, and it became my safe haven. And then when the time came, I graduated from Corinth High School with a 2-year certificate in digital media, and I went off to college. I went there for 2 months. I stayed there for 2 months, and it was arguably the hardest 2 months of my life. I spent many days not wanting to get out of bed. I spent many days crying myself to sleep. I spent days not taking showers, and just not having any motivation, not having any drive, or not wanting to get up and do anything. I was just taking a walk outside of our campus, right on the outskirts, and there was these stairs leading up, and I just sat there talking to God and crying, and I pulled out my phone. And I went on Facebook on October 12th, 2022, and I wrote 4 words: Lord, I need you. And I woke up around 7 o'clock to many comments on the post, many missed phone calls, text messages, and Jordan was the first one that I actually answered. And he was like, what's going on? Like, I saw your post. There's an outcry of love and support for you, and what's going on? Let's talk through this, and how can I help you? October 12th, 2022 was the day I made that post, and that day I packed my stuff up, and I took a flight home. The next morning, October 13th, 2022, I went to the psychiatrist's office, and I broke down in the office. I just told her what I was going through over the last couple of years. what I have been dealing with, and the fake smiles and the fake laughters, and trying to convince myself that I was doing good when I really wasn't. She told me it's okay. You're not alone, and that there are people here to help you, and there are people here that love you and care for you. And that day, I was given 4 diagnoses. I was diagnosed with ADHD. I was diagnosed with anxiety disorder. I was diagnosed with depression, and I was diagnosed with bipolar mood disorder. And so receiving those really, it was really hard to hear. I am thankful that I was able to receive the proper treatment and care that I needed to be able to live with my mental health challenge. It took me a while to get where I am today, to be comfortable to tell my story. But I know there are so many young men of color out there who are struggling with mental health challenges and who are still silent about their struggles. I want to use my story to tell those young men that you too can stop the cycle and get the help you need. Thank you to the Greater Cincinnati Foundation and Interact for Health for empowering Forever Kings to be able to help young men like me get the help they need. We are Forever Kings.